Hi there, I'm going to start my presentation on my CAD project. My name is Aloisio and I'm going to start explaining what my project is about. So the BookVault is a library management application where users can browse, loan and reserve books, and also administrators can do the same as users, and they can also update, add and delete books. The application is protected via login, so an email and a password, which the password is encrypted with bcrypt, which is an external library used for encrypting the password, and it's fully deployed to the cloud on an EC2 instance, and which is managed with the systemd and SSH. I used Circle CI for CI/CD. For the front end, I use React plus Vite, and for the back end, I use Ruby on Rails. For testing, I use RSpec. So now I'm going to start by logging in as an administrator. Okay, so I have the account saved here, which is the password is password123. So I log in, and now I can see all the books that are here. Now I can loan books, so I can borrow books. And you see the copies went down one number, and the book was borrowed successfully. Okay, that's perfect. So now if I go on my loans, if I go on the Great Gatsby, so then borrow that was today and active. So I can return the book as well, and once I return the book, it says here it's been returned. And now the reservations, I don't have any reservations here, but once there's no books available, I can only reserve a book. Okay, so let's say here, if let's say there's no books, there's only the available books 0, so I can only reserve the book. I can't borrow it. Okay, so if I reserve, book reserved successfully. So if I go on my reservations, I see I see that same one. Okay, so I can cancel that, and I have no reservations. Okay, perfect. Now if I go on admin part, so hence that this is an admin account, I can also edit a book, and I can also delete. If I want to edit one, I can go on edit, and then that gets populated there, and I go on update. So let's say I want to update to testing update, so I go update, so test and update. So see test and updates there. And I also, if I want to add a book, so let's say testing book author me 123 genre book and copy 1, add a book. If I go down the bottom, I go testing, I can see the testing book, and it's been added there. Okay, perfect. Now I go to log out. If I go here, you can notice that this page isn't the landing page hasn't got any details or any there's nothing functional in this page. So we're going to do a git push of this page. So here in the register, I can register my email, so I'm going to register as user at example, and password 123456 123456, and register. And then it brings me to the books page, which then asks me for a password. But if I say cancel, it just brings me to the login page, where I can then say user at example, and then password 123456, and login. And then it logs me in, and here I have all the books available, and I can see the testing book that I've created before, and the war piece that I edit the testing update. And here you can notice that I don't have the admin button. Okay, and loan, and even if I do go admin, I can probably get into that page, but if I try to delete and I go okay, delete fail. Okay, so how the login works is that the login is saved on the as a cookie in the local storage, and every time an action that needs an account, every time it happens, use this start logging details to check if that account matches with the active account, and then it checks also if it's an admin, and if it's not, it can perform. So, but for this normal user, they don't have permission to do any updates. Okay, so it always fail. And okay, so then notice that I don't even have the button admin here. Okay, perfect. So now let's do a update on the page, and then we can see how the circle CI behaves. Okay, so then I added the welcome page. So here you can see that I just uploaded or pushed the added welcome page, okay, on the front end, the BookVault front end. And now we're going to go to the backend, to the API, and do another push in there, and so that will trigger. So this is the config YML file that will trigger the circle CI. So I'm just going to call it a video presentation. My commit is going to be called video presentation, and then I'm going to go to git push origin. Perfect. And now I go to the circle CI. So here on the circle CI, I go on the pipelines, and I see that's running and it's setting up, and then testing and then deploying. I'm going to pause the video too, so it doesn't take too long. Now see that's been set up. Now testing. And notice that I named as video presentation when I commit, and that there you go, video presentation. Okay. Now we can see that all the tests have passed also, and also the deploy has been successful. Okay, so let's try reload the page and see how that goes. Now you can see that if I go on the landing page, the changes have been applied, and then from the landing page I can actually go to the login page and register. Okay. One last thing to show you is the on my EC2 instance, I can check the status of my system CTL, which is the systemd server. So I can go sudo systemctl status BookVault, and now I can see that my server is running. Okay, so there is that's the evidence that my server is fully running and there's no errors. Now let's go back on my config.yml file, and here you can see that on the deploy part, so I have the deployment of the backend and the front end. Okay, so every time a change is made and pushed to GitHub on the backend, it will pull the changes either from the backend and the front end. So here we go cd into the BookVault API, and then it will pull the latest changes, and then after we go cd front end and we pull the latest. Here is the SSH fingerprint keys. So I've added one here, and on my circle CI I can go on the project settings, and if I go on this SSH key, I've also added that same key fingerprint. So my application was fully deployed, and the CI/CD is fully working. The testings were done, and also I implemented bcrypt as an external library for encrypting the passwords.